Welcome to part 7 of my New Age Deception series. My name is Georges Babena, and this part is about positive thinking. How does positive thinking affect you negatively, and how it's detrimental to your relationships, to your career, your authenticity, and your self-expression. Positive thinking. What is that? Well, if you go online, you Google positive thinking, everybody tells you the benefits of positive thinking on your health, your hormones, your job, how you look at yourself, how you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself. But thinking is peripheral. Thinking is surface level. Thinking is intellectual playing, because your beliefs dictate how you feel, not your thinking. If you believe that you are poor, you can think that you are rich as much as you want. You know the book, Think Rich? Doesn't make any difference. You have to believe that you are rich to be rich, which also is wrong. All of it is wrong. All of it is twisted. All of it is a complete deception. I'm going to debunk it in this video. So if I think positively, that means I am attached by the very act of thinking positive to only thinking positive. Now, isn't it ironic that the same people who tell you to detach your ego, let go, are also the same people who teach you how to attach rigidly, aggressively, and ruthlessly to positive thinking? So, positive thinking becomes a religion, becomes a cult of worship. Give yourself to the positive thinking, and the positive thinking will fix your life. That is a promise that somehow is going to fix your relationship issues. It's going to fix your body image issues, your self-worth, your self-esteem, right? At the end of the day, we want to regulate our self-esteem. When we think negatively, it is most of the time accompanied by shame or guilt. So positive thinking is a narcissistic defense mechanism against shame and guilt. Because that's exactly what narcissists do. They malignantly detach from reality, which is inherently negative. In case you didn't get the message, we are in the realm of Saturn. This world is ruled by Saturn. That means negativity and restriction and limitation and work and rot, which is the decomposition of your physical body, which is inevitable. They are in charge of this reality. And if you think positively, you are in resistance to this realm. You are in resistance to Saturn. You are in resistance to reality. Because reality is not positive. I am not disagreeing with those who are non-dual teachers. Even non-dual teachers have been preaching this for thousands of years. This realm is not negative, according to them, but it's also not positive. So if this realm is not positive, then by default, you are deluded and you are exercising a self-deception to think positively. By default, just by virtue of meaning, just by logic alone. So, boom, I don't need to continue this video. I can stop right here. positive thinking has been debunked by simple process of elimination, by simple logic. Oh my goodness, it's so easy. Why do I have to make this video? Why is this a pandemic? Why is everybody being attacked with a positive thinking virus? Why are we contaminated? Why are we pushed, coerced, bribed, and punished to think positively? Because to think positively is to act in a way that denies, that ignores the negative, which is done to you and the people around you by those who are acting out of alignment with their own nature. So the positive thinking deception is about distracting you from reality by making it appear that reality does not exist, that reality does not matter if it's negative. All reality that is uncomfortable, painful, anxiety-inducing, stressful, needs to be eradicated by the tyrant of positive thinking, the fascist, the dictatorship of positive thinking, which imposes and superimposes an unnatural ideal to the human experience. You must always be negative. You must always be positive, because everything negative is shameful, makes you a bad object. If you are negative, you are a bad person. So it is shame that is used to manipulate you, to control your mind, to brainwash you, by teaching you, like Joe Dispenza, that if you think negatively, you will get negative. Yes, what you think is what you get, is the magical thinking, look it up, psychological defense mechanism of infants and babies who are not yet ready to face reality, to not face the world, which is threatening, which is dangerous, which is pain-inducing, because you are going to die and your body will break down, and you have to work, and you have to take care of your body, and you have to do this, and you have to do that, which is all negative by virtue of existing to support you and your survival. You must do things that are negative to your little infant baby self, which wants to stay in the womb of the mother, does not want to leave the mother's womb, wants to be in paradise forever, which is to be in delusion, which is to be not in this world, which is not to be present, not to be aware of what's happening inside of you, around you, when it is negative, which is most of it, that comes from psychopaths, narcissists, controllers, manipulators, people who want to control your mind and body, who need your soul to extract loosh from you, to eat you, because they feed on fear and shame, which is deliciousness for them, because this is how they control you, fear and shame. Joe Dispenza is a fear porn priest, because to convince you that your thinking is dangerous and you have to be very careful what you think, because if you think negative, you will manifest it. Oh no, so you have to walk on eggshells inside your own mind, which is mental illness incarnate. It is so decrepit to be afraid of your own thinking. It is so malignant and humorous that destroys people's lives. And this must be exposed. This must be debunked. 100%. I have had enough of anybody, real life or online, who tells me to think positive, to stop focusing on the negative, stop focusing on the narcissist. You are preaching fear. You are not safe. You are dangerous. Is this some kind of a joke? Am I supposed to laugh about this? Am I supposed to take this seriously? Am I supposed to believe that by focusing on that which is factually and actually in front of me, asking me to be reserved, demanding that I adapt, to change and to improve, that I am supposed to ignore this and stop working on myself, which is to be an enemy of my enemy, which is all that I'm trying to debunk in my videos, in my posts, in my content. To be healthy is to be an enemy of your enemy. The enemy is deception. The enemy is distraction, bypassing. Positive thinking is your enemy. And it will try to take over your mind. It will try to rule you. It will try to dictate like a fascist, like an introject, demonic possession, your thinking, to make sure that you only think in a rigid, one-dimensional way, which gives no room for anything else that is different, that is adaptive, that is open and curious. Maybe it would be beneficial to think negatively. Could there possibly be a situation in which it could be to my benefit to think negatively? Maybe if I'm skeptical, if I'm careful, if I'm suspicious, then I can avoid manipulators and controllers. Maybe if I'm more judgmental, I can discern, to separate the good from the bad, to do what's right for me, so I can protect myself, because I need protection. In case you didn't notice, but you're surrounded by toxicity. This world is a mental asylum. The mentally ill are everywhere around you. And New Age is only a movement to make sure that there are more of them. And to make sure that you are open to them and to ignore the negative when it is right in front of you. Because you don't want that in your reality. You don't want reality, is what we're trying to teach you. To stop desiring what is real, to want what is false, which is the devil in disguise. That's exactly a definition of the devil, isn't it? The devil wants you to ignore him, to only focus on love and light and rainbows. So there's not much else that needs to be said, really, about positive thinking. However, I'd like to give an example of a real life situation. I have a friend. I don't know if he watches video, but I hope he does. Really, I do. Because he tells me quite frequently not to be negative. He feels contaminated. He feels attacked by my negativity, which is my reality. When I appear, I bring with me all the aspects of my astrology, all the aspects of my being. And some of the aspects that I have are focused on the occult, in case you didn't notice. They are focused on darkness, because I want to address what has not been addressed before, so it can be purified. Because I'm sensitive to bullshit. So if I see it, I want to call it out. Is it bad to do that? then it is bad to try to fix what is broken. And my friend, he tells me that he's worried about me when I'm telling him of a problem that I have. He wants me to move on, to stop thinking about it, when I've only thought about it for 5 minutes. And it's a problem that I only had for 1 day. He tells me to stop being obsessed with a problem, as if talking about the elephant in the room, as if giving life to the shadow, which is already inside me, is making it stronger, is making it worse. To deal with a problem is making it worse. That is a corruption. It is a fear-based mindset. That you are afraid of a problem. And I want to make people who are afraid aware that their fear is not their own. When you are afraid of the dark, when you are afraid of a negative, that is not your own. Your soul is not afraid of the negative. And your soul has no problems facing it. And your soul does not manifest something bad when it focuses on which it wants to focus on. So if you want to think negatively, you must not allow shame and guilt to control you, to suppress your authentic thinking, which is the bottom line source of all poetry, of all creativity, all artistry. Friedrich Nietzsche, Carl Jung, God knows who else, I don't know many names. All of these people were focused on the negative their entire life. They've become famous. They've become paragons of self-healing. Those people that you don't want to be are the healers of humanity. Joe Dispenza wants you not to heal yourself. He wants your money. He wants your attention. He needs your fear. He needs your shame, your desperation for the positive outcome. And you are desperate enough at a certain point. You must be desperate to willingly sacrifice your true self, your negative parts, to reject those parts inside of you, to allow positive thinking to fascistly, dictatorially make you walk on eggshells around your own mind. And then teach other people, go online on Facebook, go on my comments, talk to me to try to tell me to stop being negative. The definition of mental illness could have never been more clearly defined than this. Positive thinking is a disease. And I do not tolerate anybody who tells me to be positive, because I don't care if I'm positive or negative. Sometimes what I say may appear to be negative when actually it is positive. If I talk about the problem, I invite solutions. When I talk about the shadow, I invite the light to expose it. So my negative thinking, my negative focus on narcissism and problems and deceptions and arguments is creating the solutions of the future. For it is welcoming feedback, it is welcoming change, it is welcoming confrontation. direct, like Aries, like Mars, like my midheaven in Aries. In case you didn't notice, all my videos are based around confronting directly. When you confront, are you afraid? Are you scared? Are you cowering in a corner, afraid to go into the lion's den of negative thinking? Or is there no fear? And you are the hero of the story. To be negative is to be a hero. To think negatively in a world that is contaminated, fucking like a cancerous tumor. Everyone around you tries to focus on the positive. It is time for some people who are negative to rise from the dark and to expose their own negative thinking and share it with the world so that solutions can be found. Because if you allow your negative thinking to be suppressed in the shadows of your mind, then you are living in fear. And guess what attracts negative things? Fear. So fear is the problem, not negative thinking. So if you're not afraid of negative thinking, then there is no problem. Simple as that. So it has been debunked, and again debunked, and again debunked, and again debunked, and it will be debunked to the complete oblivion, this ridiculous concept, that I never have to make any video on positive thinking ever again, because of how easy it is to destroy this deception. So I hope you found this video useful. Let me do the thinking for you. Because our thinking has been hijacked. We have been brainwashed not to think at all about anything, really, except love, light, the white light, blissful purgatory of lost souls, in which you are stuck in a fantasy. If you're not dealing with reality, reality will deal with you. If you are not present to the knowledge that is given to you by your own 5 senses and beyond of negative things, if you're not receptive, if you're not open to the negative will indeed be negative to you. This is ironic. This is energy transmutation. This is simple, basic metaphysics. What you resist persists. To resist negative thinking is to resist your own mind, which is to resist reality. It's to become an enemy, not of reality only, but also of yourself. So if you like this video, leave me a like and leave me a comment if you have any more ideas on what I should debunk next. I'm looking forward to see you again in the next video. Thanks for watching.